Turkana County is a county of 1.2 million people, of which 80% depend on livestock. Now, depending on livestock, as a nomadic community, it means that they are very much dependent on the environment. Traditionally, this is a community whose diet was dependent on dairy products, so milk, meat. But over the years, because of recurrent drought, this kind of their dietary pattern has had to change. We've had in the past droughts were expected every 10 years. Even when you speak to these communities, they would tell you, we knew that we would have a very dry season every 10 years. But in the last 20 years, the period between droughts has shrunk. We moved from a drought every 5 years to now a drought every 2 years. 2 weeks ago we got rains in Turkana, but this rain caused a lot of destruction because of that degradation of the land. There's nothing to hold the waters, so roads were cut off or washed away. Some families lost their livestock. This is just exacerbating the conditions of an already very precarious situation for these families. At the household level, because of this lack of ability to access food, you're having mothers spending time, hours and hours from their home in search of firewood to sell, or even going to the markets to look for some menial jobs or trade the little they have for food. And this takes away the mothers from their primary duty of childcare. This is an area that is very rife with what we call cattle rustling, and this is all as a result of the drought conditions that are prevailing in this area, where men go out because they've lost their livestock. They go out and raid other communities so that they can restock. It's like a restocking strategy, and in the process a number of them get killed. This is why we've seen several families where the women are widowed. And the reason for coming to work into these counties is because of the high levels of poverty. You've got over 80% of people living in this county that are living below the poverty lines. We've traveled across this part of the county and we've seen the distances between one health facility to the next. We've been to places where there's no source of permanent water. We've been to places where there are no schools. So it is because of these very poor indicators of human development that Concern took the decision to come and work in Turkana. We're looking at bringing some of the lessons we've learned in places like Marsabit, that has seen a great improvement in malnutrition rates, but also in access to basic services such as healthcare and education, particularly for women and girls, and implement the same here jointly with the county government.